Freedom. It's the word that fuels dreams. The word that makes men and women stand taller, fight harder, and push further. But freedom doesn't come cheap. It never has. Freedom is not a gift, it's a war you fight for, a prize you earn, and a burden you carry. The world doesn't hand you freedom. It doesn't come wrapped in a wrapping or whispered gently in your ear. No, freedom comes with a cost. It comes with bruised knuckles, broken hearts, and sleepless nights. It comes with blood, sweat, and tears. And the truth is, most people aren't willing to pay the price. They want the reward without the pain. They want the glory without the grind. But life doesn't work that way. Freedom doesn't work that way. To be free, truly free, you have to sacrifice. Sacrifice what? Time, comfort, security, the illusion of an easy life. You have to give up everything you think you need to become everything you were meant to be. When you dream of freedom, freedom from fear, freedom from failure, freedom from the chains that hold you back, know this: it's not coming to you. You have to go to it. And to get there, you have to walk a road most people fear to tread. A road of sacrifice, a road of pain, a road of uncertainty. They'll tell you it's too hard. They'll say it's not worth it. But what do they know? They're the ones who settled. The ones who gave up when the road got steep. They chose comfort over purpose, and now they live in a cage built by their own excuses. But not you. You're different. You feel it, don't you? That fire in your chest. That voice in your head telling you there's more out there. Telling you that freedom is worth the fight. You have to make a choice. Stay where you are comfortable, complacent, caged, or step into the unknown. The unknown is terrifying. It's dark, it's lonely, and it doesn't promise success. But it's also where the magic happens. It's where you discover who you really are. It's where you earn your freedom. And yes, it will hurt. It will test you. You'll lose people. You'll lose sleep. You'll lose parts of yourself you thought you needed. But every sacrifice you make will bring you closer to the life you deserve. Because freedom isn't about living without pain. It's about choosing your pain. The pain of discipline, or the pain of regret. The pain of sacrifice, or the pain of being chained to a life that isn't yours. And here's the truth: no one is coming to save you. No one is going to fight this battle for you. You have to be your own savior. You have to step up, stand tall, and face the storm head on. You have to decide that your freedom is worth whatever it takes. When the nights get dark and the days get long, when the weight of the world feels unbearable, remind yourself why you started. Remind yourself that freedom isn't free, it's earned. Think about the life you want, the person you want to be, the legacy you want to leave behind, and ask yourself, what am I willing to sacrifice to get there? Because the truth is, the greater the sacrifice, the greater the reward. Every tear you shed, every battle you fight, every scar you earn, it all adds up to something greater than you can imagine. It adds up to freedom. And when you finally tasted true freedom, it won't feel like anything you've ever known. It won't feel like the fleeting high of a temporary win or the shallow satisfaction of material things. It will feel like peace, like power, like purpose. It will feel like everything you've fought for, everything you've bled for, was worth it. You'll look back on the sacrifices, the sleepless nights, the lonely days, the times you doubted yourself, and you won't regret a single moment, because those moments built you. They carved out the person you were always meant to become. You'll realize that the pain you endured wasn't your enemy, it was your teacher. It showed you what you were made of. It revealed your strength, your resilience, your grit. Pain wasn't there to break you, it was there to mold you. And here's the thing: once you've earned your freedom, no one can take it from you. No one. Because it's not something given. It's not something borrowed, it's something forged in the fires of your sacrifice. And that kind of freedom, it's unbreakable. But don't think for a second that the journey ends there. Freedom isn't a destination, it's a way of life. It's a choice you make every single day. To keep fighting, to keep sacrificing, to keep pushing forward no matter what stands in your way. Because the truth is, there will always be challenges. There will always be people trying to pull you back, trying to dim your light. There will always be moments when the weight of it all feels like too much. But you're built for this. You've already proven it. The world may not understand your journey. They may look at your sacrifices and call you crazy. They may see your pain and wonder why you keep going. But they don't need to understand. This isn't their journey, it's yours. You didn't come this far just to stop now. You didn't fight through hell just to sit back and settle. You came to win. You came to rise. You came to claim what's yours. And you'll keep going not because it's easy, but because it's worth it. Because you know deep down that nothing in this world compares to the feeling of being free. So, let the world doubt you. Let the challenges come. Let the pain try to tear you down. You've faced worse, and you've come out stronger every single time. This time will be no different. Every sacrifice you make is a step closer to the life you were meant to live. Every ounce of pain you endure is building a version of you that no one can stop. And when you finally stand at the top, free and unshaken, the world will know your name. This is your story. This is your fight and freedom. It's your destiny. Keep moving forward. Keep sacrificing. Keep fighting. Because no sacrifice, no freedom. And you were born to be free. Freedom isn't just about breaking the chains that bind you, it's about choosing what to do with your life once those chains are gone. It's about standing in the ashes of everything that tried to destroy you and saying, I'm still here. It's about taking every sacrifice, every ounce of pain, and turning it into fuel for your future. The path you're on is not for the faint of heart. It's for warriors. And you're a warrior forged in fire. The fire of every failure, every rejection, every heartbreak. Those flames didn't consume you, they purified you. They burned away the doubts, the fear, the hesitation. And what's left is someone unstoppable. But don't get comfortable. Don't let the victories make you soft. Because freedom is not a one-time fight, it's a lifetime commitment. The moment you stop pushing, the world will try to drag you back down. The moment you stop sacrificing, you'll feel the weight of those old chains creeping back around your ankles. That's why you have to stay sharp. Stay hungry. Stay relentless. You didn't come this far to let it all slip away. The world will keep testing you, keep trying to find your breaking point. But the beauty of your journey is that you've already been broken, and you put yourself back together stronger than ever. Remember this, your sacrifices are not just for you. They're for the people who look up to you, the ones who need your strength to find their own. They're for the ones who are still trapped, still searching for the courage to fight for their freedom. By rising, you show them that it's possible. By sacrificing, you give them permission to do the same. And one day, when the battles are behind you, you'll stand at the edge of your life and look back. You'll see the mountains you climbed, the storms you survived, the chains you shattered. And you'll know, deep in your soul, that it was all worth it. Because you didn't just live, you lived free. But until that day comes, keep moving. Keep fighting. Keep sacrificing. Because freedom isn't free and the life you're building is worth everything you've got. Let the world throw its worst at you. Let the pain come. Let the doubts creep in. Let the nights get dark. None of it matters. Because you know who you are. You're the one who keeps going. You're the one who rises again and again. You're the one who understands that no sacrifice, no freedom. And when it's all said and done, when the dust settles and the battle is over, you'll stand tall, unshaken, unbroken. And the world will know this, you paid the price. You earned your freedom, and no one can ever take it away. Now rise. The fight isn't over. It never is. But you were born for this. You were born to be free. Freedom, the real kind, isn't just surviving, it's thriving. It's waking up each day knowing that your life is your own. No chains of regret, no cage of fear, no master but yourself. That's the reward. That's the victory. But don't think for a second that it came easy or that it ever will. Every sacrifice you've made, every tear you've shed, every moment you've stood alone in the storm, it's all part of the price. But here's the truth most people don't want to face. Freedom doesn't just cost you once. It keeps costing. Every day you'll wake up and decide, again and again, that your freedom is worth fighting for. It's not about being perfect. It's not about winning every battle. It's about showing up every single day, ready to give everything you've got. Because the moment you stop showing up, the moment you let yourself believe you've arrived, is the moment the world starts trying to pull you back down. People will call you obsessed. They'll say you're too focused, too driven. Let them talk. What they don't understand is that obsession is what separates the free from the enslaved. Obsession is what turns dreams into reality, pain into power, sacrifice into success. And yes, it's lonely at times. Freedom has a way of isolating you. When you refuse to settle, When you choose the hard road over the easy one, you'll find yourself walking alone more often than not. But here's the thing. That loneliness is temporary. The strength it builds in you, that lasts forever. Every step forward is a reminder that you're capable of more than they ever thought possible. More than even you thought possible. You're proof that sacrifice isn't just necessary, it's transformative. It takes what's ordinary and makes it extraordinary. It takes weakness and turns into strength. It takes pain and turns it into power. So keep going. Even when it feels like you've got nothing left. Even when the weight of your sacrifices threatens to crush you. Because on the other side of that struggle is something greater than you can imagine. On the other side of that pain is a life you've built with your own blood, sweat, and tears, a life that no one can take from you. Freedom isn't just the absence of chains, it's the presence of purpose. It's knowing that you gave everything, sacrificed everything, to become the person you were always meant to be. And when you reach that place, when you stand in the light of your hard-earned freedom, you'll realize something profound. The sacrifices weren't losses. They were investments. In yourself, in your future, in your legacy. So burn the excuses, burn the doubts, burn the bridges that lead back to the life you've outgrown, and keep moving forward. Because freedom doesn't come to those who wait. It comes to those who fight for it, every day, without compromise, without fear, without hesitation. This is your story, your journey, your fight, and no one, not the world, not your past, not even your own doubts can take that from you. No sacrifice, no freedom. But you're willing to pay the price. Now rise, because the fight isn't over, and it never will be. But that's okay, you were made for this. Because deep down, you've already decided. You've made the choice that most people run from, the choice to sacrifice for something greater. And that's the difference between you and them. They want comfort, you want freedom. They want shortcuts, you want the real thing. And that's why you'll win. This world doesn't hand out victories. It doesn't reward mediocrity or half-hearted efforts. It tests you. It pushes you to the brink. It waits to see if you'll crumble or if you'll rise. And when you rise, when you stand tall in the face of every challenge, the world has no choice but to step aside. The road you've chosen is brutal, unforgiving, but it's the only road that leads to a life worth living. Because freedom isn't a gift, it's a prize. It's earned through sacrifice, through blood, through relentless determination. And when you've earned it, no one can take it from you. People will look at you and wonder how you did it. They'll see the strength in your eyes, the fire in your soul, and they'll ask, what's your secret? But the truth is, there's no secret. There's only the work, the pain, the sacrifices they weren't willing to make. You don't need to explain yourself to anyone. You don't need their validation, their approval, or their understanding. You know why you're here. You know what you're fighting for, and that's all that matters. Let them doubt you. Let them underestimate you. Every sneer, every dismissal, every ounce of disbelief, it's fuel for your fire. Because the moment they count you out is the moment you prove them wrong. And when they see you standing at the top, unshaken and unbroken, they'll finally understand you weren't made to fit into their world. You were made to conquer it. You were made to rise above the noise, the mediocrity, the limitations they tried to place on you. This is your time, your moment, your fight. The pain, the sacrifices, the loneliness, it's all leading somewhere. It's building something inside you that can't be destroyed. It's building the freedom you've always known was yours to claim. So don't stop now. Don't look back. The past is gone. The pain is temporary. But the freedom, that's eternal. Keep fighting. Keep sacrificing. Keep rising. Because no sacrifice, no freedom. And you were born to be free. And when you've reached the summit, when the weight of every sacrifice has been lifted and the air is crisp with the taste of victory, you'll look back not with regret, but with pride. You'll see the trail of ashes behind you, the bridges you burned, the battles you fought, and you'll know it was all worth it. Because the scars you carry aren't signs of weakness, they're proof of your survival. They're the map of a journey only a few have the courage to take. They're your story, written in blood, sweat, and resolve, a testament to the unyielding spirit within you. People will see you standing there and they'll ask, how did you do it? How did you keep going? And you'll smile not because you owe them an answer, but because you know the truth. The truth is, you made the choice they never could. You embraced the pain they ran from. You sacrificed what they clung to. You didn't wait for the perfect moment. You didn't wait for permission. You didn't wait for life to hand you freedom on a silver platter. You took it. You earned it. And now, it's yours. But even as you stand in the light of your hard-fought freedom, you'll know the journey isn't over. Because freedom isn't a finish line, it's a way of life. It's a commitment to never settling, never stopping, never letting the fire inside you burn out. It's a daily fight, a daily sacrifice, a daily choice to rise above. And you'll make that choice, again and again. Not because it's easy, but because it's worth it. Because you've seen what life looks like without freedom, and you refuse to go back. You've felt the weight of the chains, and you'll never let them bind you again. So let this be your anthem, your creed: no sacrifice, no freedom. Let it fuel you when the nights are long and the days are hard. Let it remind you that every ounce of pain, every drop of sweat, every tear you've shed is building something greater than you ever imagined. This is your life, your fight, your story, and no one can write it for you. You're the author, the warrior, the one who refuses to settle for anything less than greatness. So rise, fight, sacrifice, because freedom isn't given, it's taken, and you were born to take it. And when you take it, when you hold that freedom in your hands, you'll realize something profound. It was never about the applause. It was never about the approval or recognition. It was about proving to yourself that you could. Because the person you've become on this journey is someone unstoppable. Someone who doesn't flinch in the face of pain. Someone who doesn't crumble under pressure. Someone who knows their worth and refuses to let the world dictate their limits. You see, freedom is a mindset long before it becomes a reality. It's the moment you decide that you're done being a prisoner of fear, doubt, and mediocrity. It's the moment you say enough. That's when the chains begin to break, not when the world changes, but when you do. People will still try to drag you down. They'll try to make you feel small, to question your sacrifices, to make you doubt the fire inside you. Let them. Their opinions are nothing more than whispers in the wind. They can't touch the core of who you are. Because you know the truth. You know that everything you've endured has shaped you, hardened you, prepared you for this moment. The sleepless nights, the aching muscles, the relentless grind, it wasn't for nothing. It was the price you paid to stand here today, unshaken, unbreakable. So when the world tests you again, and it will remember this, you've already faced worse. You've already walked through the fire and come out stronger. What's one more storm? What's one more mountain to climb? You've proven time and time again that you can handle whatever comes your way. This isn't the end of your journey. It's just the beginning. Freedom isn't a destination, it's a constant battle, a daily choice. And you've shown that you're willing to fight for it. So keep fighting. Keep sacrificing. Keep proving, not to the world, but to yourself, that you're capable of more than they ever believed. This is your life, your story, your legacy. And it will be written in bold strokes, in victories earned through blood and grit, in a freedom no one can take away. Because you understand the truth that so many fear: no sacrifice, no freedom. And you're not afraid to pay the price. And when the dust settles, when the battle quiets and the echoes of struggle fade, you'll find yourself standing tall. Not just as a survivor, but as someone who has conquered, someone who has defied the odds and rewritten the rules. You'll carry with you a freedom forged in the fires of sacrifice, stronger than anything life can throw at you. But remember this: freedom doesn't mean there won't be challenges. It doesn't mean the fight is over. It means you've learned how to rise, how to endure, how to overcome. You've become the kind of person who thrives in the face of adversity. The kind of person who doesn't just survive, but grows stronger with every hit. The road ahead will still have obstacles. The world will still test you. But now, you know the truth. There's nothing you can't face. You've built resilience that can't be broken, courage that won't falter, and a spirit that refuses to be defeated. You've proven that when you're willing to sacrifice, there's no limit to what you can achieve. And for those watching, those who doubted you, underestimated you, or tried to hold you back, they'll see the truth too. They'll see the power of someone who refused to quit, someone who turned pain into purpose, someone who sacrificed comfort for greatness. They won't understand how you did it, but they'll feel the weight of your presence, the undeniable strength you now carry. This is what freedom looks like. It's not perfect, it's not easy, but it's yours. It's the life you've fought for, the life you've earned, And as you move forward, every step you take will remind you of the sacrifices that brought you here, the battles you won, the strength you uncovered within yourself. So, keep rising, keep pushing, keep chasing that freedom every single day. Because no matter how hard the fight, no matter how steep the climb, you've already proven you're willing to pay the price. And that's why you'll always win. Victory isn't about reaching a finish line, it's about refusing to stop. It's about understanding that the journey is what makes you. Every step, every struggle, every sacrifice that shapes you into someone the world can't ignore, someone unstoppable. You've learned what most people never will. Freedom comes at a cost, and that cost is everything. It's giving up comfort for growth, safety for courage, ease for excellence. But now you see the truth. The price is steep, but the reward, it's priceless. You walk with purpose now. Not because the world made it easy for you, but because you've earned your place. Every scar tells a story. Every bruise is proof that you fought back. And every sacrifice reminds you of the strength you found when you thought you had nothing left to give. And here's the thing, it doesn't end here. The sacrifices you made weren't just for this moment. They were for the life you're building, the legacy you're leaving, the freedom you'll carry for the rest of your days. This freedom is yours, not borrowed, not gifted, but earned with your blood, sweat, and tears. The world may never fully understand what it took for you to get here. They'll see the results, the strength, the unshakable presence, but they won't see the nights you cried alone, the battles you fought in silence, or the moments you doubted yourself but pushed forward anyway. That's okay. They don't need to understand. Only you do. Because this isn't about proving them wrong anymore. It's about proving yourself right. It's about knowing deep in your soul that you gave everything you had, and it was enough. You didn't just survive. You rose. You thrived. You became something extraordinary. So now, as you stand here, looking at what lies ahead, remember this. Freedom isn't just the absence of chains, it's the presence of purpose. It's living a life that matters, a life that inspires, a life that's fully yours. You've paid the price. You've made the sacrifices. And now you own your story. No one can take that from you. No sacrifice, no freedom, and you've proven without a shadow of a doubt that you were always ready to make that choice. This is your life. This is your legacy. Live it boldly. Live it freely. And never forget you earned this. Every step you take from here is a testament to the battles you've won. The weight of your sacrifices doesn't hold you down, it propels you forward. You've broken the chains of doubt, of fear, of weakness, and now you move with a force the world can't contain. People will look at you and wonder how you became so unshakable. They'll envy the freedom in your stride, the clarity in your eyes, but they'll never know the full story. They'll never feel the depth of your pain or the cost of your freedom, and that's fine, because this isn't about them. It's about you. You've left behind the excuses, the hesitation, the fear of failure. You traded comfort for fire, and now that fire burns inside you. It lights your path. Even when the nights are dark and the storms rage, it reminds you that you've endured worse, that you've faced giants and walked away victorious. This fire isn't just for you, though. It's for the ones who will follow, the ones who will see your story and find the courage to write their own. You've become more than a fighter, you've become a symbol, a reminder that no matter how heavy the cost, freedom is always worth it. But don't forget this, the fight never truly ends. Freedom isn't something you win once and keep forever. It's a choice you make every single day. It's waking up with the same relentless spirit, the same hunger to grow, to evolve, to keep rising no matter what life throws at you. So, keep walking this path. Keep proving to yourself and to the world that the sacrifices you made were not in vain. Let your story be the one that echoes through time, a story of pain turned into power, of sacrifices that built a life worth living. Because in the end, when the curtain falls and your time is done, the only question that matters is this: did you live? Did you fight? Did you give everything for the life you wanted? For you, the answer will be clear. Yes, you sacrificed, you fought, you lived, and most of all, you were free. And that's the truth, isn't it? When it's all said and done, the sacrifices, the pain, the blood, it wasn't for the praise of others. It was for the victory you carved out of nothing, for the freedom that only comes when you refuse to back down. The world will keep moving, And people will keep questioning how you did it. They'll wonder if you ever doubted, if you ever thought about giving up. And you'll look at them with the quiet confidence of someone who has been tested, shaped, and molded by every trial they've faced. You'll smile, not because they don't understand, but because you no longer need to explain. The real question is this: when you've walked through the fire and come out the other side, when you've paid the price and claimed what's yours, what will you do next? Will you rest on your laurels? Will you settle into comfort, knowing you've made it? No. You keep going, you keep rising, because you know deep down that freedom is never final. It's always earned anew, every single day. The choices you make today will define the person you are tomorrow. The battles you fight today will carve the path to the life you'll lead. And you've never been one to shy away from a fight. You've tasted the blood, the sweat, and the tears, and you know that without them, there is no greatness. Without the sacrifices, there is no freedom. This is your legacy. It's not about the moments when life was easy, when everything fell into place. It's about the moments when you stood alone, when the weight was unbearable, when you had every reason to quit but chose to push through anyway. And now, standing in the light of all that you've conquered, you know this for certain: no one can take your freedom, because no one paid the price you did. The sacrifices were never in vain. They were the foundation for everything that's to come. You're not just living for today, you're living for the future, for the stories you'll tell, for the path you've yet to walk. You're living for the freedom that will always be yours because you chose to fight for it. Now go. Stand tall. Move forward with the strength that only those who've sacrificed know. Let the world see the fire that burns within you, the fire that no one can extinguish. This is your time, your life, your freedom. And remember, no sacrifice, no freedom. And you are free. As you take your next step, there's something you must understand. This freedom you hold is not a gift, it's a weapon. It's a power that others will envy, others will try to take. But it's yours, because you fought for it with everything inside you. You've faced the darkness, stood in the face of despair, and still you found a way to rise. That's something no one can steal from you. That's your strength. But here's the hard truth. There will be more battles ahead, more sacrifices, more moments where you'll wonder if it's worth it, where doubt will try to creep in, and where you'll question if you're strong enough to keep going. And in those moments, you'll know the truth. You're stronger than you think. The road to freedom doesn't get easier just because you've taken the first step. In fact, it's going to get harder. But that's exactly what makes you who you are. It's what makes the fight worth it. Because every time you rise, every time you push past the pain, you become more than what you were. You become the person who can handle anything. And so, as you walk forward into that unknown future, you do so with the certainty that whatever comes your way, you can handle it. The pain, the sacrifices, the heartache, they don't break you. They build you. And every time they build you, you come back stronger, more focused, more determined. Don't ever forget what you've gone through to get here. Don't forget what you've survived, the blood you've shed, the fires you've walked through. That's who you are now. You're not the person you were before. You're the one who has conquered, who has bled for freedom, who has fought when others turned away. You are not weak. You are unbreakable. So, let the world try to stop you. Let them doubt, let them question, let them challenge you. Because when it all comes down to it, they don't have the fire inside them that you do. They haven't made the sacrifices you've made, and they don't know what it's like to truly fight for what you believe in. You do, and that's why you'll always win. As you take your next step, know this: freedom is yours, but only because you're willing to fight for it every day. Every battle, every sacrifice, every moment of doubt, it all leads to the freedom you've earned. You've chosen this path, and you will walk it with the same unwavering strength, the same unyielding resolve, because you know now more than ever that no sacrifice means no freedom, and you're more than willing to pay the price. You are free, and nothing will ever change that.